Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and invited guests. Happy Australia Day. My name is Caden Grist, and together with Paige Pinchbeck, it is our pleasure to be your MCs for today's ceremony.
We are the school captains at Lucindale Area School. On behalf of the Naracoorte Lucindale Council, we warmly welcome you all here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in officially welcoming Mayor Patrick Ross, and please stand if you're able to for the National Anthem. The two verses of the National Anthem are printed on the program.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. With joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this Commonwealth as renowned of all the lands. For those who come across the seas with boundless bliss to share, with courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please remain standing while Mayor Ross comes forward for the acknowledgement of country.
Thanks, Paige. And Mayor is exactly how it should be said too. And please thank the Scouts. Because we're inside today, we didn't have the flag raising as expected outside. So thanks very much, you guys, for standing to and helping us out today. Acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Meantung people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and future, for they hold the memories, the traditions and the cultures and the hopes of Aboriginal Australia. Please be seated. Actually, before I go on, it's a fascinating, the last time we were in this very hall, I think was in 2022, and I was being awarded citizenship and I wasn't here. But it's a fascinating thing to go back, and you can do this. You can go back to the council website and you can look up that morning as the thunder and lightning and the pages started going off and people left the building. That's not going to happen today, and there won't be any fires either. Promise. Thank you all for joining us in our special celebration for Australia Day this year. Australia Day is a day to reflect, respect and celebrate. It's about the ever-evolving story of our nation, our history, our identity and most of all our people. Australia Day is a day to connect with family and friends, with our community, to celebrate the freedoms we share and the values and the beliefs we hold. Australia Day is a day that reminds us of the common bond that we share as Australians, connected by a desire for unity and for the promise of safety, stability and prosperity. As Australians, there is much of which we can be proud. Our democracy, our shared values, the strength, diversity and generosity of our people, and the beautiful natural environment. Australia Day is about so much more than the event on one day. It is about who we are as a nation and what we aspire to be. We have received apologies today from the Federal Member for Barker, Mr Tony Passon, and State Member for MacKillop, Mr Nick McBride, who both pass on their best wishes for a successful event. I'm now delighted to introduce our guest speaker for this year's Australia Day ceremony, Anne Aldersey. Anne grew up in Naracoorte and lives here with her husband Chris and son Samuel. And I won't point you out again, Samuel. After completing her studies at Adelaide and Oxford universities, she returned to the Limestone Coast to work in the environment, water and government sectors. She also spent time working for the United Nations in Geneva and the Canadian province of Manitoba. Anne and her husband Chris spend their days running a horticultural business, working with fresh produce growers and customers all over Australia. Anne also is a proud director of the Stanlake Stone Foundation, the Limestone Coast's community foundation. Please welcome Anne.
Good morning and happy Australia Day to all. Thank you to Mayor Ross and the Naracoorte-Lucindale Council for the invitation to speak today. And as I stand up here this morning, I wouldn't blame you for wondering who is Anne Aldersey and why is she speaking to us on Australia Day. I do understand there was an Olympic athlete on the shortlist to be guest speaker today. Certainly not me, but perhaps I was the budget-friendly choice given that I live just up the road and I'd be happy to do it for a barbecue lunch. Whatever the reason, I'm humbled to be here with our Australia Day award winners. I grew up in Naracoorte and it's a community that I'm incredibly proud to be part of. My parents, Alison and Michael, moved here in the late 70s and were steadfast community participants in a wide variety of ways, and they were excellent role models to demonstrate that communities are shaped by the doers. We have a wonderful and busy life in Naracoorte. I get to be a mum, a wife, a daughter, a sister and a friend, a co-owner of a small business, a cancer survivor, and when I can, a volunteer. However, today I stand before you wearing my proudest qualification, that I am an Australian. So it's with sincere gratitude that I share some thoughts with you today about Australia Day. Modern Australia is a wonderfully diverse place and ever evolving. It's impossible to shape into words the collective experience of Australianness, and trust me, in the course of writing this speech, I definitely tried. We can imagine the diverse stories and experiences that surround us in the Naracoorte-Lucindale area. From the first Australians and their understanding of the ancient heart of this landscape, the early settlers and the generations that followed, and the newest arrivals seeking the stability and opportunity that Australia offers. A fabric of experiences woven over time and connection to this beautiful landscape we all call home. It is widely held in the folklore of Australia that our national hardships have forged our national identity, particularly during times of war and the years that followed. It is a folklore that continues to this day, that of mateship, of humour, a laconic and straightforward approach to life, a resilience born of living in a beautiful, awe-inspiring, yet challenging natural world. Given our diversity in experience and cultures and geography, where do we find our most common ground? Well, I think we find our common ground is in our values, our connection to each other and to place. Shared values that shine a light on the best of us, and the best in all of us. And there is one value that I feel connects us the most. When bad things happen, bushfires, drought, or even horrifying acts of terror that strike at our sense of safety and humanity, look beyond the event. To use the often quoted words, look for the helpers. There will always be people helping. I'm proud to be part of a community and a country filled with helpers. People who choose not to look away when they see need. They act. They're CFS volunteers, volunteer paramedics, the carers, the Meals on Wheels. They're in service clubs, sporting clubs, community groups. They're people giving of their time, even though no one has enough of it. At a finer scale, we don't need to be faced with adverse events to see these values in action. They are in the ordinary actions of people in their everyday lives. Ordinary actions like taking their neighbour's bins out on bin night, picking up a friend's children from school, or offering a hand of friendship and connection that could be a lifeline to the other person. When I look around, I see these values embedded in Australian life. I take great pride and great comfort in living in this good and generous country. And in my opinion, rural Australia is the beating heart of this generosity and this resilience. I asked my husband Chris what he thought I should talk about on Australia Day, and he summed it up like this. He said, look, I'm on the phone all day talking to veggie growers and the market guys, and they're all really worried about this week. The heat will just cook everything. The Riverland watermelons and pumpkins, which are about to be harvested, will be literally cooked on the vine. Those crops are stuffed, and that's probably not the word he used, so... He goes on, but you know what? I'm talking to this one grower who said he's had everyone ringing him, worried for him, supporting him. Contacts in Sydney ringing to check in because they know that what should be the best month of the year is about to be his worst. And the grower is saying to me, oh well, I'll do what I can this year and go again next year. I reckon that says a fair bit about resilience and what it is to be Australian. And I think he's right. And we reflect together on the lives of our children. And our son Samuel's here with us today. By virtue of living in Australia, they're growing up safe and free and in a community that holds value in their childhood. At 8 years old, Sam gets to be a kid. He gets to go to school, he gets to have birthday parties and play sport. And we look around the world and we know not to take those freedoms for granted. When I asked Sam what he thought I should talk about on Australia Day, he said, tell everyone about how Dad accidentally left the sprinkler on around his in-the-ground trampoline so that the hole underneath filled with water. And when he went to jump on it, he all got wet. And I think, what a lovely memory from an Australian childhood. And we hope that this continues for the next generations, and that in turn our children will come to know the deep sense of gratitude we feel for our lives as Australians. I have the privilege of being a director of the Stand Like Stone Foundation. Stand Like Stone has been operating for over 20 years in the Limestone Coast as the Limestone Coast Community Foundation, raising and investing funds to give back into the community. The Stand Like Stone Foundation gets its name from a poem by Australian poet Adam Lindsay Gordon, which concludes, life is mostly froth and bubble. Two things stand like stone. Kindness in another's trouble, courage in your own. These two words, kindness and courage, are pervasive through all that the Foundation strives to do in our community. And our approach is underpinned by a steadfast belief that circumstance does not determine destiny. We build on the generosity of spirit within our community and promote giving in our region for lasting impact. Lasting impact for young people by funding educational scholarships and back-to-school vouchers, and lasting benefit for community through grants to volunteer groups. My involvement with the Stand Like Stone Foundation is a reminder to honour our good fortune of living in Australia and ensuring the promise of living in Australia is available to all, safety, prosperity, and where each citizen is valued. May we all feel a strong responsibility to do justice to this promise, not only in words but also in action, not with aggressive patriotism, but with a deep belief in our democracy, our freedoms, and our shared values. Through acts of service, acts of kindness, acts of courage, at whatever scale we see the need and however we are able. Through respectful and active participation in our democracy. Being an Australian isn't just about geography and citizenship. It's more than a government and a set of laws. It starts with our shared values, with our individual actions that connect to form communities, communities that are the building blocks of a nation. It is not naive to believe that actions of individuals matter. Ordinary acts of kindness can combine to bring about extraordinary changes. Ordinary acts of courage can combine to meet extraordinary challenges. Our diversity, our compassion, and our kindness is our strength. And through this generosity, may we discover that our resilience as a community and as a nation is limitless. I wish you all a wonderful Australia Day with our community and your family and friends. And my congratulations and thanks to the Australia Day award winners. Please keep leading the way. Thank you.
Thanks, Anne. A spectacular speech. And join us for a free hamburger and a coca. We've got the presentation awards now. It is with great pleasure that we present this year's Lucindale Australia Day Awards. The Lucindale Citizen of the Year Active Citizenship Award, Lucindale Community Event of the Year Award and Certificate of Appreciation Award are proudly presented by the Australia Day Council of South Australia and are administered by the Naracoorte Lucindale Council. These awards acknowledge the unsung heroes of our community who through their contribution make our community a better place. These individuals and organisations offer outstanding service each day and enable our community to be stronger as a result of their tireless efforts. It is with great pleasure that I present the Lucindale Citizen of the Year Award to Trevor Martin. Come forward, Trevor. Oh. Trevor Smiley Martin is being, I know Trevor, keep it, has been recognised for his outstanding voluntary contributions to the Lucindale community for more than 50 years. Since the 1960s, he has been volunteering in various clubs and organisations in Lucindale, including Apex, the CFS, RSL, Link and Lions. As a proud Lucindale Lion, he has served in key leadership roles, including as President and South Australia and South East Field Days Chair. Trevor also has a long-standing commitment to volunteering with the South Australian Ambulance Service at Lucindale through his service as a volunteer ambulance officer, including being in charge for a staggering 20 years. In his many volunteer roles in the community, Trevor has always been incredibly active, and he has always encouraged new members to join the clubs and organisation he has been involved with to ensure they continue well into the future for the betterment of our community. Congratulations, Trevor, on your many years of outstanding service and dedication to this community, and I invite you to take the opportunity to respond if you'd like. And something for the billiard room. a few words.
Thanks everybody for coming. It's much appreciated and unexpected. But, enjoy yourself the rest of the day. I won't bore anybody because Patrick's covered most of it, so thank you.
A little surprising, we had Smiley stumped there. That was unexpected, Smiley, but thanks. It was a big service in Narracourt today, I can tell you. So I'll now hand over to Caden and Paige, and they can present some other awards. Thanks.
It's with great pleasure that we present the Lucindale Young Citizen of the Year Award to Harmony Reid. Harmony is being recognised today as a dedicated volunteer through her involvement with school fundraisers, the Lucindale Netball Club, and numerous other community events. Harmony was actively involved in fundraising for her school formal, which included planning and running fundraising events, organising 2 themed discos, and coordinating a community fun run that brought local families together. She also ran a small bake sale alongside the fun run to further support the fundraising efforts. Through her involvement with the Lucindale Netball Club, Harmony consistently volunteered her time to assist where needed. This included helping with the timing and scoring duties when others were unavailable, regularly putting her name forward to support in any capacity, and always being willing to help others. She also umpired on several occasions for the Lucindale Mixed Netball competition. More recently, she has taken on a new role with the Lucindale Netball and Football Club as the social media coordinator. In addition, Harmony has also volunteered at several community events. These included helping with the horse section at the Lucindale Show, volunteering at the South East Field Days for the Netball and Football Club, and organising a meat raffle fundraiser. This involved working closely with local businesses to sell tickets and support the fundraiser. In November last year, Harmony was awarded the Cops for Kids Jason Doig Scholarship to put towards her nursing studies. Harmony was the second recipient of the scholarship for local youth, which was established by Cops for Kids in collaboration with Lucindale Area School and the Lucindale Chaplaincy Support Group, after Lucindale-based police officer Jason Doig was tragically killed while on duty in 2023. To preserve and honour Jason's contribution to the community, the scholarship is awarded to a local youth who displays humanitarian effort, community service, and Jason's key traits of leadership, integrity, support and service. Harmony was described as a standout application for the scholarship, exemplifying the characteristics for which the scholarship stands for: community involvement, dedication to her peers, teamwork, bravery in the face of hardship, and humility. Through her volunteering experiences, Harmony has developed strong organisational, communicational, and teamwork skills while making incredibly positive and valuable contributions to our local community. Congratulations, Harmony, and I invite you to take this opportunity to respond if you would like.
Good morning. I'd like to start by saying a huge thank you to the Lucindale and Narracourt Council for presenting this award. It's a real honour to be standing here today and to be recognised as a Youth Australian Citizen of the Year. I also want to sincerely thank the peer who nominated me. Being nominated alone meant so much, and I'm incredibly grateful that someone thought of me and believed I was deserving of this award. Lucindale is such a special community, and it has given me so much support, encouragement and opportunities to get involved. This town has shaped me who I am, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. I'm extremely happy and proud to accept this award, and I see it as an encouragement to keep giving back. I look forward to continuing to volunteer, support local events, and to put my best foot forward in helping the Lucindale and Naracoorte community however I can. Thank you again to everyone who has supported me along the way.
It's with great pleasure that we present the Lucindale Active Citizen Award to Shirley Goodman and Mark Elliott for the establishment of the Lucindale Loop newsletter. Marg is a relative newcomer to Lucindale, and moving to town she found it difficult to find information about local events and services, so she teamed up with Shirley to create the Lucindale Loop newsletter. The Loop is a free monthly newsletter that is primarily aimed at members of the community who are not tech savvy, while it is also shared in digital form. The Loop is always presented in hard copy format as well, and is readily available around the town. It has been an extremely popular initiative allowing technology challenge and recently arrived residents to easily source information in one place about upcoming events, dates, local news and events, and free good stories about our town and surrounding areas. Alongside their efforts with the Lucindale Loop newsletter, both Mark and Shirley are active community members. They are both radio room volunteers for the CFS and community members of the Link. Shirley has been Link Secretary for several years and an active and valid member of the Lucindale Historical Society, and has been instrumental in organising community get-togethers in the Lucindale Hub. Marg volunteers at the school and is a Lucindale Lines bus driver, ferry our residents to Naracoorte for their shopping needs every Monday and to Mount Gambier once a month. In a nutshell, there is a job to be done. These ladies will be willing. Congratulations, Shirley and Marg, and I invite you to take the opportunity to respond if you would like to.
Let's do the hustle. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
Now some words.
Okay, I've got the microphone. I'll try and keep it short. I had three things I wanted to say, but also, isn't it great to be in this wonderful hall? It's not getting used nearly enough. I've rarely been in here, but there we are. One, I'd like to acknowledge the other recipients of the Australia Day Awards. Smiley so deserves it. He didn't say much today, but I enjoyed a really long chat with him not so long ago in Naracoorte, and he's just a fascinating person with a wealth of background and so deserving of his award. Harmony, well, I've seen her name around quite a lot, and she obviously has made an impression, and it's great to have a young person coming on and all the rest of it. Marg, if there's something that needs doing, Marg's certainly there. And the bus driving is a commitment, but also if there's someone catering doing, Marg's there, something at the school, Marg's there, something at the sports club, Marg's there. She's a real asset to our community. And I try and do my bit. Was that number two? It was number three. Number three is, I think this is part of my involvement in the museum. And I'm a relatively newcomer to Lucindale, having lived here since about 2018. It's great, it's wonderful, and I'm kind of envious that there are people who trace their generations back here to when white people first of all came to this land. And, I am quite envious of those families. But Lucindale also embraces people who come in and makes room for them and welcomes their contribution, and I love it. And, when I go back to the museum things, I think, well, I'll just pick out one family that comes to mind, and that's Jenkins. They came here about the 60s, Gordon Jenkins, he was CFS officer. He was, I don't think they called him mayor, but he was in charge of the council here, involved in the show. And there are so many other families. So I probably shouldn't have said one, but there's just so many that I come across. So, Lucindale's for everybody. And if you want to get involved, there's places to get involved. And I love living here. Thank you so much for the nomination. There was one other thing. Yes, I've forgotten the other one. It's humbling to have been nominated. It's great. But there are lots of other people who fly under the radar. The Loop has given us something of a profile, maybe, even though it's only been running for 8 months. But there's so many other people who I know are there putting in. So next year, I will be nominating. I don't know how many people you can nominate. It's a bit unfair, isn't it? But the year after that, we'll also be nominating. So I encourage you to nominate someone who you know flies under the radar, but is there providing food, support, doing things around. It's a great community. Thank you, everyone.
I don't wish to appear ungrateful, but I'm highly embarrassed by this award. I've been in this town 2 minutes, and I cannot believe the amount of people, just like Shirley mentioned, that volunteer. And it's not until you get involved in these groups, teams, whatever, that you realise how many people are doing so many jobs. It's just amazing. And I too love Lucindale. I love living in Lucindale. I would be in huge trouble if I did not mention my 5 small support team: Georgia, Jack, Maggie, Ned and Ruby, my grandchildren. Every one of them has said, don't forget to mention us, Nan.
It's now with great pleasure that we present the Lucindale Community Event of the Year Award to the Lucindale Yakka Wackers B&S Charity Ball. The local B&S Ball is the only B&S Ball in South Australia and sets an inspiring example of what can be achieved when community members come together for the greater good. In 2025, the Lucindale Yakka Wackers B&S Charity Ball demonstrated exceptional community leadership and engagement by attracting promotion for Lucindale on a national platform, driving economic impact, strengthening community spirit and giving back to the community. The ball featured on Backroads Australia, showcasing the vibrancy and unity of rural communities and reinforcing Lucindale's profile as a spirited and welcoming destination. Approximately 400 people went through the gates for the 2025 ball, with visitors supporting local businesses and hospitality and boosting the town's economy. It fostered social connections for locals and those further afield. But the most tangible contribution of the ball was its extraordinary benefit to the community through donations. In 2025, the committee donated $18,000 back to local causes supporting essential projects, services and programs that directly enhance the lives of residents. Through its focus on inclusivity, celebration and giving back, the Lucindale Yakka Wackers B&S Charity Ball has significantly improved our community's sense of identity, resilience and togetherness. The event has driven positive change, exemplified active citizenship in action and enhanced community life by championing pride, connection and a sense that everyone can contribute to something greater. Congratulations to the Yakka Wackers B&S Charity Ball Committee, and we invite a representative from your committee to take this opportunity to respond if you would like to.
Right. Hi everyone, I'm Luke. I'm the Games car park convener, pretty much, third in charge for the BNS. I'm accepting this award on behalf of the Yakwaka BNS committee as the chairman was unable to attend today. The committee works hard to put on the ball for our patrons while trying to meet the expectations of the local community. This could only happen with the support of emergency services, sponsors and the community itself. This year we've been able to donate over $20,000 back to the community and other charities like the Link Christmas Tree, the School for Shade Sales, the Ronald McDonald House, Beyond Blue, and just recently Recreational Reserve in Victoria where was burnt out where another BNS is over there. With the positive media exposure from Backroads program, we hope to continue to grow and improve into our future. On behalf of the Yakwaka committee, we thank you.
It's now a great pleasure that we present a certificate of appreciation to the Lucindale Economic Development Board for organising the annual and much-loved Lucindale Christmas Street Party. Coordinated by the Link with the assistance of Bendigo Bank, Naracoorte Lucindale Council and the Lucindale Lions Club. The annual Lucindale Christmas Street Party provides an opportunity for the community to come together to celebrate in a fun, festive and relaxed atmosphere. Thanks. The event caters for all age groups and often attracts more than 300 people. It includes a visit from Santa and a children's market street parade, decorated bike competition and the ever-popular Yabby races. It provides an opportunity for the local community groups to fundraise by providing a variety of catering options, and local businesses are also encouraged to participate with a stall selling their products. The 2025 Street Party showcased a brand new 4-metre Christmas tree with Link was able to be purchased with the support of the Lucindale Yakwaka's BNS Charity Ball. It is truly a well-loved event which brings all community members together. Congratulations to the Link, and we invite a representative from the board to take this opportunity to respond if you would like to.
Hi everyone, Louise Stock is my name. It's my pleasure to be the chair of Link. I just wanted to acknowledge our fabulous volunteers who enable the Christmas party to happen every year with the special edition of the Christmas tree that was mentioned last year, thanks to help from the Yakwaka's BNS Ball Committee to help pay for it, and also Trans-Australian Livestock to help us transport and store it. If you want to know how to shift and store a 4.2 metre Christmas tree without taking it apart, just talk to Grant Eddy because he's an expert. So watch this space for later this year. We'll look forward to doing it all again. And thanks again to our volunteers. It doesn't happen without them.
I really think Paige should mostly go for heels, I think. I think it'd be good. Yeah. Earlier today I was in Naracoorte and it was my privilege to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not convene, to, Josie? Confer, thank you. This is some of the staff in Naracoorte that are right by my side to make sure I get most things right most of the time. Thanks, and Jana as well. So earlier today it was an opportunity to confer on 13 new Aussies, and they came from Afghanistan, they came from Pakistan, they came from New Zealand, they came from Thailand, they came from Hong Kong, Chinese Hong Kong, and they came from Michigan in the USA. Extraordinary diversity when you consider, and that's just in Narracourt. So, and they're all incredibly delighted. Some have been within our community for a long time, and it's been a long road for them to get their citizenship, but they're there, and when they receive it, they are incredibly delighted. And as we saw from our citizen in Narracourt, Haviz, they wish to continue to give to this community. So we look forward to them. During that ceremony, at the end of that ceremony, we ask the audience whether they would like to be involved in the Australian Citizenship Affirmation Ceremony, which was introduced in 1999 and has become an integral part of Australia Day. The words of the Australian Citizenship Affirmation are based on the pledge, and participation is voluntary and carries no legal status. Participating in the affirmation ceremony is a means of expressing our pride in being Australian and provides an opportunity to affirm our loyalty to Australia and its people. The words of the affirmation can be found on the back of your program, and everyone's got one, and everyone is welcome to participate. Non-citizens are invited to join in the affirmation at the second line. So if you'd like to take part, please stand. And after me, we can do this. As an Australian citizen, I affirm my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose laws I uphold and obey. Thanks very much. Please be seated.
That concludes the formalities for this Australia Day celebration.
Please join us once again in congratulating our Australian Day award winners.
A little something to share with your families. Thank you to Caden and Paige for sharing the Master of Ceremonies today for this morning's celebrations. I believe this is your first official task. How did it go? Losing a page is always great fun, isn't it? No one will go on about that. Well done, and all the very best for this year. And please, you've got the gifts. Share with your family. Can I also ask all the Australia Day award winners to please gather for professional photographs with family at the back before heading home. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to today's ceremony, and thank you for your attendance. A great turnout as always. And please stay and enjoy a barbecue lunch which has been provided by the Lucindale Scouts. Happy Australia Day.